Here we are again with Parenting Paused. And this week I have been contemplating so deeply. And of course, I want to share that with you so you can come right along on the contemplation and the inquiry with me. In Pure Joy, I like to always check in with myself when I think something is right or something is wrong. And that's kind of like the first stop, especially in parenting. When I think I'm right, I get righteous, right? And when I think my child is wrong, I get demanding, I get pushing, pulling, forcing, trying to get her over to my high values and what I believe to be true. So in Pure Joy, I like to say I never stop at the discomfort, because that's the indicator for me. If I'm in discomfort, if I'm tightening, if I don't like what actually is happening, especially with my child and my parenting, I know that I need to dive a little bit deeper. I know that I'm getting one-sided and I'm starting to think I'm right and she's wrong. Now, there's this wonderful Rumi poem I love, and he talks about how about we meet in a field beyond right and wrong. And this has become my mantra or my commitment with myself and with my daughter to do my part in meeting in that field. Now, this can be extremely challenging, and you're probably going to find it that way, and that's okay. Like we love a challenge, right? When we're doing something that we have a high value for. So, what you may notice is your objection to what is. And as soon as you object to what is actually happening, especially with your children, them being on the computer or them not wanting to do their homework or them throwing a fit or them hitting you, as soon as you object, I want you to feel this in your body. You tighten and you squeeze and you get defensive and you begin to justify your side. Let's take hitting, for instance. This is a big one that comes up a lot with little ones. And my daughter was a hitter. And people would always say to me, tell her she can't hit. And I would just look at them and say, she just did. She did hit. So how do I want to be with the hit? How can I embrace this moment instead of getting righteous and beginning to tell her that she can't do what she just did? Now, I know this may turn your head around a little bit as I talk about this. So if you start to feel a little righteous and tight, just know you may want to see that I'm wrong and you're right. And if you do, just notice. Because what I kept digging in deeper to was if my daughter was in actual danger, I would definitely want her to be able to hit. So I got very clear that it wasn't about the hitting. I did not want to take the behavior away or shame the behavior or control the behavior. I wanted to go underneath because my daughter didn't just hit. I wanted to understand, as I say, I wanted to go another layer underneath as to why she was hitting. And I know for her, she doesn't hit unless she perceives that there is a threat. And if there were a real threat, as I say, I would definitely want her to hit if she needed to get out of that threat. So as I went down a layer and got out of my righteous thought that hitting is bad or she can't hit or I need to teach her not to hit, I began to explore, why is she hitting? And this was the bizarre part, and this may shake you up a little bit. But what I noticed is that I was the threat. She perceived me as a threat in whatever I believed, my right or my wrong. She perceived it as a threat to her autonomy, to her being. And so therefore, her brain was doing what it was supposed to do. It was trying to get rid of the threat. Now, I went a step deeper because I'm pretty radical in my own discovery process of taking personal responsibility. So the next inquiry point was, what is my part in this dynamic? Am I pushing my daughter? Am I pulling her? Am I trying to force her? Am I trying to engulf her in my beliefs versus listening to her, opening to her, and seeing from her vantage point? Now, this is a huge step to take because we live in such a culture that has the right and wrong ideas about behavior. And it's wrong to hit, it's wrong to bite. And so when we get so tight in that place, we aren't willing to go underneath and actually explore. Wouldn't you want your child to hit or bite if they were truly in danger? So if that's true for you, go underneath one more layer and ask, well, why did my kid hit or bite me or another kid? Were they perceiving threat? And if they were, am I willing to take responsibility, or am I willing to comfort my child, to support my child in coming to me to hear what they felt the danger was and to be with them, to come alongside them, and not to go into our right or wrong modality. So this requires seeing how we object so often to what is from our belief systems. And remember, our belief systems are all learned. So if we really grab onto that they're learned and understand this, we can begin to unlearn or go deeper, at least to question. And then maybe, just maybe, we can meet in that field beyond right and wrong and open to the heart. Thank you for listening to this episode of Parenting Paused. If you enjoyed the episode, do me a favor and share it with your mama friends. You can also leave a review wherever you listen, which will support getting the Pure Joy message out. Come on over to the Pure Joy Parenting Practice Facebook page or join me on Instagram to hear more. And don't forget to download your free copy of the Safe Seat course on the Pure Joy website. And while there, check out the offerings page to go deeper in the Pure Joy work.